Hi guys, today we are going to learn the abdominal brace. I think the abdominal brace, bracing your abs using your core, whatever you want to say, is something that is maybe a little bit mystified in the fitness realm. A lot of new trainees that come to me, they're really concerned about learning how to use their core. They say they don't know how to use their core, and when I actually show them how to do it, it's like, for them it's so simple that they're like, oh, that's it? It's very underwhelming. So for this, we're going to learn how to brace the way we would for a big lift, for a squat, a deadlift, a big press. This video is related to my deadlifting videos, so it's mainly in relation to the deadlift, okay? So part of the reason the brace, I feel, is misunderstood is because we've been told that the brace is that, the hollowing out. And while that certainly does provide some pressure in there, it's not the best way to go about it for a big lift. For a big lift, instead of hollowing out and sucking in the gut, we actually want to, I'm pulling my shirt a little tighter, we want to expand, yes, expand that cylinder, and then we brace down on it like we're gonna get punched, right? And if we do that correctly, we turn on the muscles all over the midsection. It's a 360 degree, we call it the cylinder, right? It's just a cylinder of muscle that braces your spine and also links together your upper body with your lower body. For any big lift, we're working on transmitting a lot of power through the big muscles in our legs, and we almost always hold on to the bar with our upper body. So if we have looseness in between the power transmitters and the bar, whether we're doing front squat, back squat, or deadlift, there's looseness in the midsection, we're not going to transmit the power as effectively. We're going to be unstable, and our nervous system is not going to allow us to be as strong, okay? All right, so far so good? Okay, cool. So the basics of it again, the basics of the abdominal brace, we're trying to expand and then tighten up, okay? Now, this first step for this is learning how to breathe into your belly. Okay? Now, that might sound like a simple thing, but for a lot of people, it's not. Now, I need to introduce you to what we call belly breathing, or diaphragmatic breathing, and stress breathing, or what we call chest breathing. Now, the belly breath, the diaphragmatic breathing, that's what people typically fall into when they get more relaxed. Okay? And for singers, instrument players that use their wind, they're really familiar with how to get a diaphragmatic breath because that's how they project their voice or their wind into their instrument. Okay? That's the belly breathing, the diaphragmatic breathing. The stress breathing is what we typically find ourselves doing when we are stressed, and that's chest breathing. It's so you can see that expansion, right? Okay, that's a chest breath. Now that inflates about the top third of my lungs. It's not until I really start breathing here that I can really get that nice full. Now I might finish that breath with my chest a little bit. That's what I like to do. But it starts in the belly, okay? Starts in the belly expands, and it finishes with the chest, okay? That's a nice full breath. Now, from an athletic standpoint, if you're doing something that requires a lot of oxygen, running, kettlebell work, whatever it might be, the belly breath is going to give you more stamina because you're getting more air into the lungs and you're filling them up more quickly, okay? And it's also going to help to keep your heart rate lower because it is a more relaxed breath. There's parasympathetic nervous system stimulation going whenever you start breathing deeply. And when we can keep our heart rate lower and get more air into our lungs for any athletic event, that equals more stamina, better performance, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do, there's basically two simple drills I'm going to show you today that will help you to learn how to abdominal brace. The first one is called crocodile breathing. For this, I'm going to have to get onto my stomach, and you're probably not going to hear me so well, so I'm going to describe kind of what you're looking for. Crocodile breathing, I'm going to be lying on my stomach. That gives me an excellent chance to feel my belly pressing into the floor as I strive to breathe into my belly. Okay? Now what you'll see is nice expansion. You'll see my midsection kind of lifting off the ground, and you'll see great expansion all through the sides and even the back. You'll see it kind of inflate, a lot like a crocodile or a lizard. If you imagine when they breathe and their whole torso expands, that's what we're looking for. Okay. Pro tip, an easy way, if you find you're having trouble breathing into your belly, inhale through your nose. See that expansion there? Okay, so now we're going to practice it on the floor. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. I'm going to do a little camera adjustment here. Cool. All right, so the frame should be okay. Yep, that looks good. So I'm going to do just a few crocodile breaths for you guys. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that. That's the crocodile breathing drill. For our next drill, I recommend grabbing a light kettlebell. Sorry to pop off camera there. Whoa, we had a major meltdown there. The camera fell and everything, but we're still rolling. Okay. So we got our light kettlebell. Now we are going to flip onto our back and place the kettlebell on our stomach. This gives you an excellent source of feedback. Watch this. Okay, so you guys can see the movement with the kettlebell there. Now, another thing that this drill allows me to do is practice breathing behind the shield. So I'm going to engage my brace. Okay, now I'm going to hold this, and I'm going to talk to you. Now you can hear the string, and I needed to take a shallow breath there, but I'm keeping this brace. This is on. This is tight the whole time, and I can breathe and manage some actual words here. Okay, I'm going to relax. But that idea of turning that thick muscle on, that's your shield. Right? That's your abdominal shield. It protects your body, your organs. We turn on the shield, we get it tight, and then we can manage to breathe in and out there. The first time I ever saw this drill demonstrated, it was actually not a light kettlebell. It was one man standing on another man's stomach, and then they both sang the national anthem together. So that demonstrates how you can tighten up that midsection, and then you can brace and still breathe, maybe even still talk. It's not comfortable and you can't do it for long, but you can manage. So that's how you can keep your brace on and still breathe when you're doing a set, right? I'm doing a heavy set of deadlifts and short exhalations and short breaths in. It's not very comfortable, but if you're only doing 2, 3, 4, 5 reps or something like that, you can manage, okay? All right, so that's the abdominal brace. Hopefully I helped clear that up for you guys. Hopefully it's a little demystified. All it comes down to is belly breath, then get it tight like you're gonna get hit, okay? Now, the cool thing about that brace, I said it was in context of the deadlift here. It applies to a lot of big lifts. It also applies to everyday life. So when you get good at bracing, what you'll find is eventually you go to lift up, say, a heavy box or something like that. You brace and you protect your back and you link up your lower body with your upper body and you make a nice, strong lift. All right, guys. Thank you.